quickly share my screen. Okay. Yep. So today's session is about frying oil for the frying oil shelf life extender, and also natural preservative for meat and sauces. Actually, these are two different products, but both are 100% plant-based, and the main ingredient is the rosemary extract, which is a very powerful antioxidant. So today we'll be introducing these products and then how it works on different application. Yeah. And this is me. Some of you may have known me. Some of you haven't met me or this first time. Then basically, I focus on food ingredients. And if you have any problems or if you need any help, you can come to me or my team lah. All right. So very quick one. Today's table of content will be introduction of suppliers, Prasan Solution. Today, two main products also produced by Prasan Solution. The first one will be natural preservative for vegetable oil, and then second one is the natural preservative for meat. Actually, preservative, don't get confused. It's the same as the antioxidant that we mentioned, and antimicrobial is all the same thing. The rosemary extract. But this is the terminology used by the supplier when they apply the halal certificate and then with their local authority. So to formalize it, we just put it here, preservative for vegetable oil. But as we go along, if we mention the product name or the antimicrobial or antioxidant is referring to these products. Okay. And then we'll cover also FAQ and Q&A session. In fact, there will be during end of each product's introduction, then we will have a short FAQ. So actually there will be two FAQ and Q&A. That will be the end of session. So let's move on. A very quick one, supplier introduction. This one, Prasan Solution India Private Limited, yeah. And this is their product brand name, Robust, and then the Presol. Robust is a series of natural colors, but we will not cover in this today's session. Today, mainly we will talk about Presol. Presol actually, it means preservative solution, but it combines together, it becomes Presol. This is the short form. Okay, who is Prasan Solution? Globally known for developing natural plant-based food solution for preservation and for coloring of food products. They're dealing mainly with natural plant-based product. We would say 100% plant-based products. Company has an array of products meeting the international standard of quality developed systematically by implementing the finest practices in chemistry. With its extensive research and development, Prasan is capable of exploring large horizons in food, cosmetic, health, and wellness. Their product do fits into non-food application, but today, just to be more focused, we will talk about food application. Yeah? And today, participants, some of you may be from restaurant, food services, fast food or QSR chain, or even the industrial scale manufacturer or home-based home cook. Yeah. So don't worry about that. This will fit as general information. There will be some part that's a bit more technical, but it's okay. If you have any question, you can let us know. We are more than happy to help. So what Prasan Solutions can offer? Basically three main categories. Plant-based natural vegetable oil preservative, or the just now as we mentioned, preservative for vegetable oil. And then plant-based natural meat sauces preservative, and plant-based natural colorings. And all their products are halal certified, kosher certified, FSSC certified, and does not contain any GMO materials. GMO is the genetically modified organism. So it's all natural. And I won't go details on this. This basically is the industry coverage by Prasan Solutions products. Confectionery manufacturer, bakery chain production, cloud kitchen, QSR, ready to eat, manufacturer, sauces, jam. Then we have the natural coloring, waffle, and edible oil manufacturers. Basically, they have a huge customer base that they are serving. So very quickly, we'll go into the product intro. for the first product is a preservative for vegetable oil. To make it short, the full name is Presso NTS10. This is the internal code name. The product name is quite long, preservative for vegetable oil. This is the exact name in the halal certificate. So in here, we will just call it NTS10. We use a code name, the short one. Also known as frying oil shelf life extender. Actually, this is the main purpose. But so we'll guide you through how it works and why it should bring to your attention. Okay, so what is NTS10? Again, preservative for vegetable oil. Product code name NTS10. It's a free-flowing liquid obtained by formulation with natural rosemary extract, and this is the scientific name. And then a mixed tocopherol, vitamin E, and lecithin. This is not soy-based. This is sunflower lecithin. So it's free from the soy allergen, just to let you all know. And the E numbers involved is E392 for rosemary, mixed toco, E306, and lecithin, E3221. So what is the benefit of using NTS10? Actually, for the frying oil and the deep frying businesses, number one, production optimization. It increased the frying cycle. Means the same batch of oil, with the use of NTS10 and without, you can actually fry more product. Later, we'll go in a little bit more detail how does it work out. Then we have less smoking and splattering during frying because of the natural antioxidant inside the rosemary extract. It is the generation of the polar compound from the byproduct from the frying is actually lower and slower. Then enhance the quality and shelf life of fried products, reduce the oil absorption and enhances the crispiness of products. Then also position brand as healthy and 100% natural antioxidant. So there are a couple of ways for you to play around, but the key notes, one of the key highlights is that the trend is moving towards natural antioxidant, as most of the consumer, they are getting more, they're paying more attention on their health, and then the ingredient and the food that they are taking in, that they are consuming. So sooner or later, it will be the main things. So today we will bring this idea to you all. Okay, excuse me. So application and dosage of NTS10. The recommended dosage is 0.1%. It's about 1 gram per 1 kilo of the frying oil. Then the direction of use is take a required amount of thermal stabilizer, which is NTS10, and dilute it with a quadruple amount of respective vegetable oil, in which thermal stabilizer has to be used, and mix them well at 30 degrees. Actually, around room temperature will do. Add remaining oil to achieve required dosage of thermal stabilizer. Don't worry about it. This one we can step by step. We can explain to you if you need help later on how to use it, and we will submit the sample for you. Don't worry. So, for example, to achieve 1000 ppm dosage in 1 kg of oil, you take 1 gram of the NTS10, and you add 4 grams of the respective oil and mix them well at 30 degrees. Again, if you can measure it at 30 degrees, fine. Otherwise, you can try at room temperature around 25. Then once you mix well the NTS10 into a small amount of the vegetable oil, then only you add the remaining of the 995 grams of oil to make up to a total of 1 kg of this solution. So actually, it's quite simple and straightforward for the application one, but you need help, you can let us know. So we have covered what is NTS10 and then how to prepare and use it. Now we'll cover a little bit more details on the deep frying and how it works. So background on deep frying. Problems encountered during deep frying. These are the 3 main chemical reactions that will take place when you are frying chips or fried chicken or french fries. Thermal degradation, oxidative degradation, and hydrolytic. Hydrolytic means water, because when you put in a chicken or a potato, it contains water, and then from the environment and then the oxygen, they will have multiple chemical reactions taking place. All this reaction, when it happens, right, it will produce byproduct. So these are, we call it the polar compounds that is not so desirable to the oils, or at least compound, when it builds up, it is the things that deteriorate the quality of your frying oil. We will not go through each detailed process, but we will explain more on the mechanism on how the product works. So very first thing is the deep frying study. This we use potato here, potato chips, easier for you to understand. So sliced potato were added in at 180 degrees Celsius and fry until cooked, and initial TPC of oils are measured. TPC means total polar compounds. Inside, during the frying, like I mentioned earlier, with the thermal degradation, they will have formation of free fatty acid, and then is the some other small amine compounds as well. Various kind of chemical will be formed during the frying. So to be short, TPC is the most accurate ways to measure all these compounds. There are other measures like FFA, TOX, different values, but just to make it simple, we will just use TPC. And this is the meter to measure the oil when you dip inside the frying oil to measure the TPC. So this one we call it the testometer, and I believe some of you are already using. For those who don't, just for information. So on the left side, we have the control oil. And then on the right side, we have the control oil with the NTS10, the Presso added. And we have the initial level of oil. We measure here and about 3.53 kg from both sides. And the initial TPC of oil is 8. So as the frying takes place, the number will go up for the TPC number, total polar compound. So during frying, the oil level reduces due to the absorption by the substrate. So substrate is the potato. So when you dip it inside the oil for deep frying, it will absorb the oil contents, and then the moisture inside the potato, it will be exchanged out, and then it will come out from the oils. And the reaction that happens during frying: thermal decomposition, oxidation, and hydrolysis. Okay, oil level reduces during frying due to absorption by substrate. For the control one, actually, the potato may absorb more oil compared to the control one, and we will explain more. So as we fry, as the product is done frying, then we measure the TPC of the both frying oil. So the threshold is 27. I think in many countries they stop at 25. Means the total polar compound, this byproduct from the frying oil, has reached the limit of 25 or even 27 here. So that means the oil has to stop using. The quality is not good to continue frying new products. So this is the one of the most accurate way for you all to measure. Once you dip it into the oil tank, and then once it's reached 25 or even 27, then you have to stop. And after frying 7.5 kg of potatoes, the TPC of the control oil, it reached actually 30s. And the oil left over from the balance oil available is 2.01 kg. While the same time, and then the same batch, 7.5 kg of potato fry, the TPC actually is still 17. That means you can still continue use this oil to fry new batches of products. And while for this one, definitely you have to stop. You have to change or top up with a new oil. Okay. So this is a study conducted by our suppliers. So for the same amount of oil, the control and then the Presso one, actually they can fry about 7.5 kg of the potato chips, whereby for the same amount of oil, and then you can fry up to 11 kg of the potato chips. So this is the TPC value, and then the batches. So for the control one, actually close to 50 batches, whereby for the oil with Presso added, it almost 75 batches more. The difference is quite obvious. So this part is important. I want you all to pay a little bit more attention how it works. Actually, the increase in polar compounds means the TPC, total polar compounds, and when we keep frying it, a lot of byproducts being from the oxidation, thermal degradation, and water degradation, decomposition. So polar compounds, the byproducts, the increase in byproducts, polar compound reduce the interfacial tension between the substrate and the oil, because polar likes polar, the water likes water. Don't be confused by this word interfacial tension. So actually, you can look into this arrow. Interfacial tension is low, means it's like a force. The force is covering each potato chips at the surface area. If the tension is low, then the potato chips can absorb more oils. Whereby in the right one, when NTS10 is added in, the interfacial tension is actually higher. So it forms like a stronger barrier. Stronger barrier means that the oil absorption will be lesser compared to the control without the addition of the NTS10. So as interfacial tension decrease, the oil intake by the surface, the substrate increase, which is the potato chips. So while using Presso, interfacial tension reduced slowly and hence oil intake is substantially reduced. So the key thing is the interaction between the byproducts. So if you have a lower strength of interfacial tension, then your substrate will absorb more oil, and the other vice versa for the one with the Presso added in. So this is the very obvious difference. So when we say at the earlier slide that one of the benefit of using Presso is it reduces the oil absorption. This is the chemical mechanism behind how it affects. So of course, the TPC form is also mainly due to the rosemary extract in the Presso added control oil, because rosemary extract, the antioxidant inside is we call it the carnosic acid. You don't need to go through to understand or remember this, but I'll just share with you all briefly. So when there's a thermal decomposition and chemical reaction happens, there are free radicals also. So this antioxidant carnosic acid, it will capture these reactive species, and then it will like forming a shield and prevent it from the further production or it slow down the generation of the byproducts compared to the one. Means you see the same time, and then the TPC takes shorter time to reach 30, and then this one is 17. This means that the byproduct formed in the control oils is faster than the one with the Presso. You have to understand that we cannot stop the formation of polar compounds of the byproduct. What we can do is we slow down the formation. So this is a key trick part for us to manage this situation, and then also for the NTS10 to play the important parts. So in this case, if more oil is being absorbed by the substrate, the potato chips, and then there are also a chances that these polar compounds is picked up, higher polar compounds being picked up by the potato chips. So during storage, or even you frozen storage, let's say you're frying a fish and chips, those kind, all these polar compound will have further reaction, and then it may affect the sensory taste of your product. So if you have lesser oil being absorbed to the potato chips, and then also lesser polar compound being picked up, means that it will be stable, more stable, and longer shelf life even at the frozen storage. So this is the key ideas that are behind these things. I hope you understand, and then don't worry, you can always ask us. So this is the mechanism involved, and then we will share you now is some example from the clients, how their feedback, and then in the actual scenario how it happens. Because for this test is in-house one conducted by our manufacturer. Okay, so highlight and feedback of NTS10. We have a chicken frying trial result. Actually, this one is from overseas one, India fried chicken restaurant. So for the confidential, we will use overseas example. For the locals one, we will skip for now. So we have the control palm oilins, and then the one with the Presso added palm oilin. Then they have quality parameters like I say mentioned earlier. we have the TPC, the acid value, anisidine, the peroxide value, Tautox value. All these don't get confused, don't worry. We can just focus on TPC because TPC basically they cover all these compounds inside. So I think there's getting more and more people that are using TPC, total polar compounds. So from day one, when they start frying this batch of fried chicken, the TPC is 16, just nice. Remember, I told you when it close to 25 or 27 already, then you have to stop using the oil. The oil quality is too bad to continue frying. So same, day one, 16. Then day 2, 17. Day 3, 19. Every day it adds 2 value to the TPC until day 5 is already 23. Whereby for the Presso added frying oil, it adds about 0.5 every day, the value of TPC. You can see the concept, actually it slowed down. It's very obvious, it slowed down the deterioration of the quality of your oils. And also mainly because of the TPC. Everything is about TPC when it comes to frying oil, and then the NTS10 is the byproduct, the undesirable product that we don't want it to have. So day 3, 17, then day 4 a little bit higher, 18, day 5, 19. So for this one, I think the manufacturer, the frying company Chiking, they stopped at 23 at day 5. While for the Presso added one, they continue frying with the same oil. They can go up to day 7 and it's still in the value of 21. Not too bad. Actually, still can continue. So but it's up to the manufacturer whether how strict is they want to maintain their qualities of the oil and the requirements. But internationally, standard is always, I think, around 25 to 27. 25 mostly, I guess. So okay, very obvious, yeah. We will not go through the other values, but basically they means the same things. Okay, we covered the fried chicken. Now we'll talk about the line fry performance for chips and snacks. This is also an action study from the client fully automated frying plant. Again, don't get confused with all this number, FFA, don't worry. We'll just focus on the red box and the red circle. So control is the one that without added, of course. Then Presso NTS10 is the one that with the antioxidant added in. Then we can see frying time. This one is measured by hours. Initially, TPC is 7.5 and 8. Surprisingly a bit higher. I'm not sure why, but doesn't matter. As we go along, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, at the 9 hours, the TPC have gone up to 17.5, whereby for the one with NTS10 at 9 hours is just 12.5, which is pretty healthy. The TPC oil, the byproduct polar compound, is not that heavy. So they continue fries at the 12 hour is still 16. Basically, they can continue frying it, no issue. Okay, so the number actually speaks out. And then for the result ones, they measure the total one. For the control side on the left, total quantity of oil used per ton is about 3, and then same for the one Presso, the NTS10. Total quantity of product fried is about 10 tons for the same oil. While about 13 tons of total product was fried with the one with NTS10 added. So again, you increase the output with the same batch of oils. 9 hours total frying hours, and then for the NTS10 is 12 hours here. Maximum TPC reach 17, then 16 at the 12 hours. And this one they use the palm oil plus the cottonseed oil. Then material used for frying is a mung dao, is some kind of snack, but this manufacturer they also produce the potato chips. Okay, so basically these two results is pretty straightforward. I hope you all understand the idea behind it. Then of course, as we go along, we will have more to share, and if your company have specific requirements or needs more advice from us, you can email us later on. We can have a further discussion from there onwards. So the other targeted application, it can fit into the edible oil refineries. Means if you are chain restaurant, you can add this into the oil directly, or you can appoint the supplier of oil that you want to use this. You want this to be added, NTS10 to be added in the oils. Of course, you have the instant noodle manufacturer, potato chips, fries, crisps. All those involve frying, deep fat frying are the oil frying one, then NTS10 can be used. Other snack manufacturer, breadcrumb that involve any frying, then also suitable for the fast food and QSR. So actually there are a little bit more details as we go along, but we try to keep it simple for the first round, just that everyone is not confused, and we just highlight the keywords, the key things that you have to take note for the NTS10 application. And we have covered also the preparation and how to use it. So now it's just a very quick one. We'll go to the FAQ. And this is also the Q&A session, whereby if you have any question now, you can please post it in the chat box. And while we go through the FAQ, anything you want to ask, you post in the chat box. Once we cover this FAQ, then we will entertain, we will go to the question that you are posed. So the FAQ, frequently asked question, what type of oils can be used for NTS10? Basically, it can be used for all types of vegetable oils, like palm oil, rice bran, sunflower oil, no issue. Then how to declare on the labeling if use NTS10? This is also a common question that being asked by potential customer. So for fried food manufacturer, it is advised to use the stated E numbers on the products, rosemary extract, mixed tocopherol, and lecithin one. This is for the snack food that I mentioned. If you are producing snack food or the fried products. But if you are restaurant wise, I think you may not need to declare further for this. I always check again with the authority. Then how stable is the NTS10 on high temperature? As this product mainly is developed for high temperature deep fat frying, we can safe to say that it's stable up to 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. It has been tested. A variety of stability tests have been carried out, and no issue on this temperature. Yeah. If the frying oil already contains vitamin E as antioxidant, will there be any interaction? No, there will be no reported interaction from customers so far, and I also advise from supplier that there won't be any conflict. But of course, if you have existing antioxidant, maybe that there will be a better effect, whereby we have to be careful. So for the synthetic antioxidant, actually supplier have done a separate test that as the temperature increase, the BHA, TBHQ, actually they are not that prone to the high temperature. That means they will break down at higher temperature. I think the weakest one is BHA. BHA is more to the room temperature when you added in the antioxidant to slow down the rancidity or to preserve the oil. But if you're using a frying oil with BHA added, I think just when you heat up the frying oil to 180 degrees Celsius, the BHA would have vaporized, has been broken down. So basically, you bought an oil with antioxidant, but for the frying purpose, probably it's not there to help out much. But for the rosemary extract, at 180 degrees Celsius, no issue. There is still presence there, and I think TBHQ is also a bit more stable compared to BHA and BHQ. But again, TBHQ is there are more studies showing that it is have harmful associated with the harmful or healthy issues if you consume more too much of it. So now people are moving into the natural kind of antioxidant. And traditionally, if you're using natural antioxidant in your industrial kind of the frying oil, supplier also mentioned that the stability actually is not that strong as well for vitamin E. Let's say you are either using mixed tocopherol or alpha tocopherol. when it goes to 180 degrees Celsius, we believe that the stability also is quite challenging for this antioxidant. So, and what is the shelf life of NTS10? In the original closed container, it can last for 1 year from the manufacturing date. Yeah? Okay, so before I move forward with the next product, can I just check, is there any question? Okay, we have a question here. After using NTS10, can repeat how many times of frying? What measuring tool is that for TPC? Okay, this question is asked by Jane. Jane, wait, one moment. Okay, these two is the TPC measurement equipment. We call it testo. You can search it out on Google. I think it's TESTO or TAS. You can check it out. I think can be purchased from Shopee or from some website. And then if you buy this and then you want to make sure the product that you offer, the fry product, have consistent quality, that is how you all measure based on the quality of oil. Once it reach about 25 TPC, then you have to stop frying, adding new substrate to fry the products. So I hope this answers your question. Then can repeat how many times of frying. We would suggest customer who are interested, you can get some sample from us, you try it out, because different products, let's say you have fried chicken, fried fish, or fried potato, different product have different water content. Let's say you have a wet marinade of chicken, obviously it will have wet and then more water in the product before fry. So when you deep fry it, the higher water content from the substrate means that the oil, the TPC value will go up faster. Let's say you are doing a dry marinade or a less water products like let's say a dry product, a dry fish, or the water content is much lower one. This will directly impact the hydro degradation, the water reaction, means that the polar compound may be slower. It varies. So we always suggest customer, you have a tester with you, then you check different products, you have to do some trial. It's not like one recipe or one formula fit everyone, because due to the difference in the ingredients and then difference in the water contents of the product being fried. Okay, I hope this answers your question, Jane. If you need more help, you can email us, and then my team will also check on this tester where you can get it. We can share you the contact. If you can drop us an email, then we can reply to you. So the take-home message is always measure the TPC to measure the quality of the oil, and then to ensure a consistent product being delivered to your consumers. Because sometimes your consumer will say, how come this oil, the products, it tastes different a bit from last time. And then also, you can see from here, right? With the NTS added oil, the potato chips being fried absorb lesser oil. Lesser oils, I think 0.5 to up to 2% lesser oil compared to control in your products. If lesser oil in the product means it is more crispy. Because if you have more oil, a bit less crispy and then a bit crumbly. Then less oil means more crispy, and then the product also have a lesser rate of the rancidity compared to the higher oil absorbed potato chips. Okay, let's see, do we have any question? Okay, if no any question, we will proceed to the second products. Yeah, you can always email to us if you feel that it's not a good time to ask now, or you have a question later only come out, then you can email to us anytime. I will show you about my email address later at the end of the slide. Okay, So the next is the product introduction for the natural preservative for meat and sauces. Again, this is the same natural plant-based products. Excuse. But in the halal cert one, the India authority they declare they register halal for this product as preservative for meat, but it's actually PS4903 for the internal code. When it applies for meat, it also applies for sauces or even the meat marinade or sauces with the minced meat or so on. Okay, quick one. What is PS4903? Product name, we call it the preservative for meat and sauces, of course. Description: this product is a blend of rosemary oleoresin, rosemary extract, coriander oleoresin, mono and diglyceride. This is the emulsifier and polysorbate 80s. So E number is E392, rosemary extract, mono and diglyceride, E471, polysorbate. Then the benefit of using 4903, free from synthetic preservative, okay, can be applied in a wide range of products, does not affect the original color and taste of foods, antimicrobial plus antioxidant. Then if the product have any color change due to oxidation, then 4903 may also help out on this. And then of course 100% natural and plant-based. So this is quite a key value to be added to your products if your company is moving to the direction healthier kind, and then moving up the value chain to deliver the products. So the million-dollar question is how PS4903 can achieve the antimicrobial effects. I guess a lot of you may ask, so we will cover next. Of course, before that, application dosage, as suggested by manufacturer Passans, dosage is 0.5% of total recipe weight. Direction for use can be mixed directly with other ingredients during the wet marination or wet mixing steps. If eating is involved in the products, you can add in 4903 at the end when your product is boiled, and you turn off the heat during cooling down when you stir or mix the products. There will be no impact on the original color and taste if you follow the suggested dosage of 0.5. Double star here. Yeah? Okay, so we go a little bit technical here now. How does the antimicrobial mode of action for 4903? Actually, is the active inside the 4903. So the main ingredients inside 4903 is also from the rosemary extract, rosemary oleoresin and extract. They use a different spices blend, and it's because that of course if you use higher dosage of just pure rosemary extract, you can have a stronger antimicrobial growth effect, the preservative effect. But at higher dosage rosemary, it may change the color and the taste of your products. So they have to blend in with different spice, the different plant extract to optimize the recipe, optimize the effect, but also will not changes any taste and color of the products. Of course, do have customers who use it at higher dosage because they added other seasoning and spices into a product that cover off the taste. Some may not find it very obvious. So 4903 consists of multiple plant extract which are rich in phenolic compounds and flavonoids. So phenolic is the key words for the antimicrobial effect. Flavonoid as well. So but the dominant compound is the phenolic in 4903, and total phenolic content has been strongly associated with the antimicrobial activity. And these are the example of phenolic compounds found in the rosemary extract. Don't worry if you are not familiar with these chemicals and scientific terms. Just for an general understanding, carnosic acid, carnosol, and rosmarinic acid, all these are convertible. Means that if you have a free radical when you're frying your products, or if you have an oxidation kind of free radical, carnosic acid, they get in touch, they interact with the free radical, and then through this reaction, it will convert to carnosol, and then they will continue capture the free radical, they continue shield the products from prone to the oxidation. Then carnosol will react with the free radicals, and then it will form rosmarinic acid. It's like one step by step. It will keep on changing its structure and protect the food products. That is how what is the concept of the antioxidant, which is why it's so popular that rosemary extract being widely studied, and then also getting very popular to be used as antimicrobial and antioxidant in many different countries. So just remember, phenolic compounds is the active inside 4903, the rosemary extract. So the reported effect of phenolic compounds for here is more on the antimicrobial side, but it's also related to the antioxidant activity because it's the same active. So this chemical structure, this phenolic compound, it can damage the protein translocation mechanism of the bacteria or microorganism. Even yeast and mold, it also plays a role. Breaking down the cell wall, because bacteria, they have a protective layer. With this active phenolic compound, you can break down, you can tackle the wall, you break down the protective layer of bacteria or microorganism, then they will be they are weakened, and then they are easily being killed. Cytoplasmic membrane disruption means the internal side the bacteria will disrupt how it normally works based on this phenolic compound, causes cellular components leakage, alteration of phospholipid and fatty acid constitution. Don't worry, you no need to understand in detail how it works out. The influence on the DNA and RNA synthesis, basically this also stop the microorganism from producing or grow. We use layman term is grow. If this phenolic compound is get in touch with the microorganism, they will disrupt their normal activity. So this is the key thing that you should know. But further details how it works, I think a lot of research are still going on because for the understanding now is not in depth yet. But there are manufacturers out there like Prasan, then they have tested this, and the antimicrobial, it does work. But the mechanism wise is going daily into deeper. But for now, these are the information or the summary that we can be presented to you all. Okay, this is the healthy ingredient. Always remember phenolic compounds. This is the friendly ingredient, I would say. Okay, so basically this is how it works in a nutshell, in summary. Then we will share you a few examples of customers who have tested 4903. For this one, it's a ready-to-cook chicken. Again, this is an overseas customer dishes. And this is not a fried chicken. If you look closely, this is a wet marinated chicken. The moisture is quite high. The client was presently receiving 2 to 3 days on wet marinated chicken stored in refrigeration temperature of 5 to 8 degrees. This is the controller. With the use of 4903, natural shelf life enhancer, it increased the shelf life to 7 days at the same storage temperature. If you are doing a dry marinade, at 5 to 8 degrees Celsius, probably you can go at least 2 weeks or more. Because this one is a wet marinated chicken, and customer, they are actually quite happy with 7 days of shelf life at the same storage temperature. And then sensory with regards to smell, this is customer feedback. The taste was clear and no changes were recorded. The color identification, no color identification since this is a marinated product. So if you are blended with seasoning, spices in your product or marinated, maybe there's no issue on the color. It's not a concern. Then it's very popular on the ready-to-cook meals. You can use this to enhance the shelf life of your product naturally. Then second example, we have the paste sauce spread, curry spread, kebab, marinated chicken, also ready to eat, heat and eat, ready to cook all these. 4903 addition in across various products in different packing for declaration of 100% natural and healthier concept. Then 0.5% is the maximum dosage being suggested. For new customer, you can always try at 0.3 and 0.4%, depending on the final application. All these can be used. So if you add in 4903 and then maybe you couple with the vacuum pack, of course, your product will have a better shelf life. Again, today we are not able to answer how long the product can extend shelf life. How long 490 can extend the shelf life of your product, because each recipe have different ingredient inside, and then also the working environment. This all is all other factors that have to take into consideration. We always suggest customer to try. You can get some sample from us and then you do some testing. And if you need any support or advice from us, we are happy to help. There's again no one formula that fit everyone's. But it's proven from different products that it works. It extends the shelf life of the products. Okay. Then we have the processed meat and sausage. I think this is considered another new one recently. In our neighbor country, Thailand, 4903 was used to replace all synthetic preservative. Sodium nitrite, sodium erythorbate, used in the original recipe for the processed meat, the sausages. Nitrite is more on the antimicrobial, and then sodium erythorbate more on the antioxidation. The color changes. These two is a synthetic one. If you all don't know, then it's a lot of studies shows that this increase the risk of getting some disease, pretty ill diseases if you have a link to this high consumption or frequent consumption of these products. So which is why even some processed meat sausages customer, they are moving to natural kind of plant-based preservative like 4903, for example. 4903 can be measured as per meat weight, suggesting anywhere from 0.4 to 0.5% for the spice added flavored sausages. For this one, the testing is still ongoing. Once we have the result, we are happy to share to you all if you are interested. But for the initial stage one, they do see a promising result according to the suppliers. And they are very confident that by using 4903, you can remove all the synthetic preservative for the chemicals that use in the recipe. So we would strongly recommend that you all who are interested to get some sample from us and try it out. Okay, this is an additional suggestion. This is another product of us. Some customer, they also try double action. They are testing 4903 from us to be added into their recipe. At the same time, they're facing issues sometimes during the chill room, the storage, the cross-contamination, because you have other food products that stored in the chill room. Could be a big chill room or refrigerator. Sometimes even you have some bad smell of the refrigerator. This could be caused by the microorganism, bacteria, or yeast and mold. So you can use another product of ours, direct food contact sanitizer, Solvay Proxetine 1510. This is used for food raw material sanitizing. Let's say you have a raw chicken, a raw fish, or even fruits and vegetables. You can use these items to use our product to pre-clean your material, to kill off the bacteria, to remove the microorganism, so that it will, in the long run, you will have a better product in terms of shelf life. Means you can use this plus the PS4903, you have double action. First one is the pre-cleaning of the raw material, and then also the working environment. Let's say you have the kitchen and then the storage room, all these chiller you can use to bring down the microorganism to make it cleaner. And then so when it goes into production, your product microbe is already lower. Then you add in the 4903, you can further extend the product shelf life. Again, how long, it always depends on each customer testing. We cannot give a fixed number. So this one is halal certified and chlorine free. It's approved by FDA for food direct contact sanitizing, and it's chlorine free. Also can be used in the clean in place. You wash the kitchen, you spray on it, and then food bath for floor cleaning. This is even have halal food grade and halal, no issue. You can direct contact. and approved to use for food sanitization with wide range application in industries such as meat and poultry, fruits and vegetable, surface and equipment. And it also reported for vegetable and fruits, it can remove the pesticide on the surface of the fruits. We have a study on this, but if you're interested, we can share it more. A few months ago, we have conducted one session with highlighting of this product, but we'll do it again in the near future. And if you need any info, you can come to us. So we have customers who are testing. They use 4903 and then 1510 Proxetine for better products. You can try it out. So that's all for 4903, and then a little bit on the Proxetine, the direct food contact pre-cleaning. Oh yeah, also one more thing for the Proxetine 1510, you can also use to wash the packaging. Let's say you have a glass can, glass jar, or the packaging, you can wash it. You can spray or you dip it with a 1510. After just you leave it there for 3 to 5 minutes, you can just rinse off or blow it dry the packaging. Then it's okay. You no need to wash with water again, unlike chlorine. Some food processor, they use chlorine. After their treatment with chlorine on their material and the packaging, they have to wash a lot of water to clean out the chlorine. But for 1510, once you apply it, it will break down into oxygen and water, so it doesn't leave any harmful substances to the food, which is why it's approved for the direct food contact. So again, this is the FAQ session, and if you have any question, you please post it in the chat box. While we go through the FAQ, we'll attend to your question shortly. Number one, how to declare on the labeling if use PS4903. As suggested by supplier, if you use this product, you can declare rosemary extract. Coriander oil resin doesn't have a E number. Then E471 for the emulsifier, monodiglyceride, and polysorbate. Can it be dry mix for 4903? We would best recommend you to use it in wet mix to ensure even coverage and mixing with other seasoning and spices, let's say on your chicken and then your meat products. And just for info, a powder version of the 4903 is in development. Currently, this product is a liquid form. Once the powder version is being launched, we will inform you again. As slightly mentioned just now, can possible to add 4903 at higher dosage than 0.5%? Is yes, but may affect the original color and taste of some product depending on the recipe of the final product. But you can try at different dosage. We would suggest you can try with 0.3 first, 0.3%. Yeah. Then can PS4903 be used as preservative in beverage? It's not recommended because it's formulated mainly for savory product with oil base. We would not recommend for now. And then also, let's say you have a very white products like not yogurt, sorry, like mayonnaise kind of the products. Probably 4903 may have some slight changes on the color. We are not sure, but this is just our assumption. If you are interested to try, let us know. We can provide sample. Okay, let's just check what we have any question. Oops, sorry. Guys, just if you have any question, you can feel free to ask now. Or if you feel that you want to ask it later or you're not sure, you can always email to us. Yeah. So if no question, then I think we will end this session. So we summarize and then we only give the highlight info for these two products. And if you need more info, if you have any concerns or questions, you can email us anytime. And this is my email, dylan@bizcam.com. If you have my phone number, you can also WhatsApp to me. You can email first, so it's easier for us to attach any supporting documents for now. And you can copy my email address, is also in the chat box, dylan@bizcam.com. So if you need sample, you have a sample request, you can email to us. Then our team will prepare and then we will arrange the sample for you. Okay, I'll just end the sharing. Yeah. So any other question, everyone? If no, then it's all right. You can feel free to email to me for the samples and then sample requests and any questions. So we will end this session for now. Thank you for the time and hope everyone stay safe and be safe. Take care and be safe.